Koholo Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rakakwadash, double honors to the elders and apostles, great millstone to rule well. I am not a member, however, I've entered into their labors. Peace and mercy to the sincere brothers and sisters, students, wherever you are, whatever your lot may be. I did Haggai chapter 1, so you know what? This is just a short book, so we're going to do chapter 2. And of course, let me start by saying this is not doctrine. This is just my thoughts on it. What, when I read through it, what did it make me think of and how I equate it to my walk. And this is something you can do on your own. The Bible it has many layers, and you can read the same chapter 37 times, and the Lord will put the Spirit on you to come up with 37, maybe even 39 different things off of that one chapter, okay? They apply throughout all walks of life, or well, should I say they apply throughout all of our walks of life, okay? The Israelites. We have something to lean on, something for encouragement, something for judgment, something to correct yourself, right? So a little bit of everything here. So I'm not going to be very long again. I said I wasn't on the last one. That one ended up being 17 minutes. Maybe not on this one, but either way, we're going to read through this here. I'm just going to share, what it made me think of, maybe give some encouraging words on this Day of Atonement. We're going to get a couple scriptures about trusting in Yahweh, Bashim Yahweh Shai, and that'll be it, though. I mean, take these to heart, and I suggest that you say a prayer with all the scriptures that you read and everything that you hear. Pray that the Lord softens your heart and that these things, they stick, okay, that they stick with you and that you can recall them in a time of need. Recalling, Lord, you said, when you pray, Lord, you said in your word, insert whatever it is you're looking for, okay? So we're going to skip over the false date here, all right, and just read through it. Yahweh sent another message through the prophet Haggai, saying this to Zerubbabel, the son of Shealtiel, governor of Judah, and to Jeshua, son of Josadak. Okay, I'm going to skip forward a little bit here to 3. Does anyone remember this house, this temple, in its former splendor? And it's referring to when, Solomon had it built. How in comparison does it look to you? Or how in comparison does it look to you now? It must seem like nothing at all. But now, Yahweh says, be strong, Zerubbabel, be strong, Jeshua, son of Josadak, the high priest. Josadak, the high priest, be strong, all you people still left in the land, and now go get to work. For I am with you, saith Yahweh of hosts. My spirit remains among you, just as I promised when you came out of Egypt. So do not be afraid. And the thing that I thought of was, since the temple now, what does it say? The Spirit of the Lord dwell with men. I forget where that's at. Slakia. That's okay. We'll paraphrase it. What you can, the temple dwelleth in men, all right? It dwelleth in you. And can I open it? I probably can't. Okay, no problem. We're going to keep it pushing. But yeah, look up those scriptures that I am paraphrasing here. Okay, where we at? Be strong. Yeah, so that was the first part that I wanted to read. Okay, kind of threw me off for a second. But the first thing I thought of, okay, was how now that the temple is within us, okay, through the sacrifice of Yahweh Shai, we no longer need that physical temple. But there are times that we get discouraged. Again, you're low in the spirit sometimes you're high. There are times where you may feel abandoned, or you're having those growth pains of separating from the worldly things and adopting being more in the spirit, especially if you're newer in the walk. And these things can take effect on you. They can kind of put you in a depression. But you got to get up. You got to keep building that inner man, not being discouraged, trusting in Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. Okay. There's also a scripture, roughly paraphrased, that tells you that wisdom will make you mourn, roughly paraphrased. Let me try to pull it up. Let me see if I can make it discover on my laptop because my phone is tripping. So here's what we'll do, because I can't remember exactly where it's at. So I want to pull it up here. Give me just a second, and I'll read it from there. All right. There's one that tells you wisdom is in the house of mourning. So we'll get that really quick. House of mourning. Okay, so that's Ecclesiastes 7 and 4. We'll go to that. We're pretty much done in Haggai. That's really what I wanted to get. Okay, so let's go Ecclesiastes, too far. So we're going to get that one. Ecclesiastes 7 and 4. We'll start at 3. Sorrow is better than laughter, for by its sadness of the countenance the heart is made better. Right? You grow in that uncomfortable position. Verse 4, the heart of the wise is in the house of mourning, but the heart of fools is in the house of mirth. It is better to hear the rebuke of the wise than for a man to hear the song of fools. And again, you come up under, you hear these videos and you hear the men of the GMS preaching. Okay, and those that are like of the like doctrine, they are there to help you go there. They're there to preach the word of the Lord, all right, to wake up the hopeful elect. And secondarily, you are to grow, okay? At some point, you have to seek out your own salvation with fear and trembling. And things that apply them. If they doesn't apply to you, let it fly. You don't have to get offended. Okay, that is another stumbling block if you do. But again, always be encouraged. Okay, like we read here in the beginning part of Haggai, where they were, discouraged about how the temple used to look as opposed to how it looks now. Keep building, keep striving, keep repenting, because you are to build. I like to liken that new temple of the inner man. Okay, which can be scripturally sound, or is scripturally sound because of what I just told you. Or did I don't think I got it. Let me get that really quick before we continue on. Know ye not that, yeah, that's what it is. That's know ye that ye are the temple of God. That's what we need. 1 Corinthians 3 and 6. So let's just go to that really quick. Before I continue on, I want to quantify everything that I say. 1 Corinthians 3:16, straight to the point here. Know ye not that ye are the temple of God, and that the Spirit of God dwelleth in you? All right, if any man defile the temple of God, him shall God destroy. For the temple of God is holy, which temple ye are. Okay, so what does it mean to be holy? Set apart. All right, and that's why I mentioned about the growth pains of putting off the things of this world, the cares of this world, which of course in balance, you pay your bills, okay, file your taxes, all that other stuff, right? Render unto Caesar's what is Caesar's. Is that not exact? Was that not the straight out of Yahweh Shai's mouth? Okay, this money ain't ours. None of this is ours. You are here as a pilgrim, serving a penitent. You are. This is a penitentiary, and you are serving your time. Okay, for punishments that you committed, or that we have committed against Yahweh, Bashem Yahweh Shai. Okay, so, if you can better yourself within the confines of the law, by all means, go ahead and do so. But to center your life around the things of this world, you are setting yourself up for success. You are building in the wrong type of temple. That temple is to Baal. That temple is to your belly. That temple is to your flesh. And what do the scriptures tell you about those that sow corruption? Those that sow corruption will reap corruption. You sow of the flesh, you reap of the flesh. Let me get that real quick. All right. Those that sow to their flesh will reap corruption. Galatians 6 and 7. If I'm not mistaken, I think there was a prior to me waking up while I was still a Christian, I was listening to Pastor Darby, who now I see, he was a brother, bald-head brother. I think he was out of Kentucky or something. And now I see all he was doing was ear hustling the prophets and then taking things and spinning it and that's why the Lord judged him. But I think he used this scripture to justify paying tithes. Galatians 6 and 7. Yeah. Be not deceived, God is not mocked. For whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. For he that soweth to his flesh shall of the flesh reap corruption. But he that soweth to the Spirit shall of the Spirit reap life everlasting. Okay? And that life everlasting is the that change that we're looking for, that covering or that protection, or, if some have to be martyrs, then be martyrs and be raised up. But all of this building, okay, all of this faith, all of this trusting in the Lord, okay, is hinged upon your faith, is hinged upon your belief. Do you believe he is? Do you believe that he sent his son here in the flesh as a sacrificial lamb? He was the perfect sacrifice. He was the scapegoat, right? He was all of that. He was the perfect lamb, without spot, without blemish, morning and evening sacrifice, according to every custom that was written, that you can read throughout the Torah, right? The sundry laws that you see in Leviticus and Deuteronomy, and things that you read throughout Exodus. He did it perfectly to a T. You have to believe all of that, and that he rose. Yahweh rose him. He ascended back to the right hand of the Father. And now he is making intercession for you. So when you pray, you are being heard. When you fall short, you are being covered. If you don't believe that, then then your temple, the building of that inner man, or that temple as we're referring to it, it halts mid-construction, and it will be blown away by the storm, the tempest, the judgment that the Lord is bringing onto this place. So you have to sit with that, meditate on that, think about that. What does Yahweh Shai says in the book of John? I pray not for the world, right? But he prayed for his elect. There's a prayer for those who were sincere right here, written. You could, and you should do that. You should read through, if you have not, for encouragement. John 17, verse 9 through 19. I won't read it all, but we'll get the highlighted portions here. And now, O Father, glorify thou me with thine own self, with the glory which I had in thee before the world was, or with thee before the world was. I have manifested thy name unto the men which thou gavest me out of the world, right? Okay, and that transforms, or should I say, that is now to this day, the 144,000 and the mixed multitude, though, those that would believe. Okay, on the world that thine were, that let me restart verse 6 over. I have manifested thy name unto the men which thou gavest me out of the world. Thine they were, and thou gavest them me, and they have kept thy word. All right, I pray for them. This is verse 9. I pray not for the world, but for them which thou hast given me, for they are mine. They are thine, and all mine are thine, and thine are mine, and I am glorified in them. And now I am no more in the world, but these are in the world, and I come to thee. Holy Father, keep through thine own name those whom thou hast given me, that they may be one as we are. All right, so this is a prayer to be kept in the midst of turmoil, in the midst of trouble, because he saw. Remember, the Lord, he beheld Satan falling like lightning. He saw that. As many as did the prophets read, or as written in the prophets. Many of them saw this. Esdras in particular, and he was sick when he saw what was to come here. What also did Esdras say? Woe is me, who will deliver me under those days? So again, that's a slight towards this stupid ass rapture thing that these Christians are talking about. We are going to be in the midst of it. So it is important to build that inner man, or that temple, so that you are sturdy and can weather the storm. With Yahweh, knowing the name and having a fear of the Lord, why Yahweh Shai, okay, or Jesus, whom the world ignorantly refers to him as, those being your foundations. And then the the sinews that are laid within that foundation, or the house, is the belief on Yahweh Shai. Is that gift of faith that you were given. All of these things we have to lean on. That is the gift. That is your gift. I cannot stress that enough. That is our gift. You were given the gift of faith. Use it. You were given the gift of understanding. Use it. Because all of these things, though they seem worthless to the world now and the outsiders, you know full well that this early investment is going to pay off big in the times to come. So with that being said, I pray that you were edified.